Yo, what is up gamers? GamerTrash14 here, back at it again for another Your Channel's Trash video. Today we're going to be taking a look at My Story Animated. My Story Animated's YouTube channel name can tell you pretty much all you need to know about their YouTube channel. They animate stories, except the stories are not true, allegedly, and they're really bad. Today we are going to be reviewing one of their stories. Roll that intro. Even though this intro is just a Marvel ripoff, you're going to see that is the best part of their entire YouTube channel.
When I was in the first grade, and after I was done doing the task Miss Janice gave us, I started reading a book. The teacher looked at me through her thick glasses. "What are you reading? Show me." I slowly pulled out the book from my lap. "You're reading Shakespeare's sonnets?" I'm sorry, miss." "When did you learn to read this?" "When I was 4. Shakespeare is my favorite poet, and Agatha Christie is my favorite author." Miss Janet looked really surprised. She and I had so much in common, and we got closer over time. One day she said, "Why don't I walk you home today, and I can have a little chat with your parents?" I led Miss Janice to my house, and to my horror, we walked straight into one of Mom and Dad's screaming matches.
A pattern that I've noticed with this YouTube channel is that the person telling the story either has terrible parents or no parents at all. I don't know if I'm just looking into it too much, but that's just a pattern that I've noticed throughout their videos.
How many times do I have to tell you the same thing? It's a ketchup stain. Stop lying to me. I know that was lipstick.
This argument may be a little pointless, but I actually think the mom is right here because this person said,
"How many times do I have to tell you the same thing? It's a ketchup stain."
If you have to tell your wife multiple times that the stain on your shirt is ketchup, that obviously means you are lying. Also, what is this woman holding? I want to say it's a stick, but it curves. What is she holding?
"Mom, Dad, we have a visitor." The two stopped short and turned to look at us. "Hi, I just wanted to talk to you about Sarah. We want to put her in the Gifted Kids program and..." "Yeah, whatever. Anything you want me to sign before I leave?" And with that, he was out the door. I hated their fighting, but I was too happy to care for a change. He'd be back soon enough. But this time, he just didn't come back. "Hi, my name is Sarah.
Yeah, no one cares.
And this is my story about how I made money being the babysitter of my own mother. Dad just disappeared, and he had even blocked our numbers. And Mom just became a depressed couch potato. I had to keep up with all my schoolwork and do all the house chores. At 14, I was already busy preparing for my SATs and applying to colleges. One day, when I was studying at home, I got a phone call that shook my world. Mom had been in a terrible car accident. I called Miss Janice and we rushed over to the hospital. The doctors told us that Mom had suffered a severe head injury and was still unconscious. A week later, Mom finally opened her eyes. The doctor came to check on her, saying everything seemed normal. When we asked her what her name was, she pouted. "It's Candace, duh." "And what day comes after Tuesday, Candace?" Mom flung a plastic cup at his forehead. "I don't know, poop face. I want my mommy." The doctor said he needed to do a brain scan. Mom kicked up such a fuss as the nurses took her away. The doctor made the most shocking discovery ever. Mom now had the brain of a 6-year-old.
Now, I know absolutely nothing about brain and how all that works and medical stuff and all of that, but I don't think there's a condition that can make your brain younger. That doesn't really make much sense. Hell, it could exist, I don't really know, but I looked it up and I couldn't really find much about it.
I had to leave Mom at daycare before going to school. I could see all my college dreams slipping away as I dropped out of my SAT classes. I had enough on my plate right now with Mom and the housework, and boy, was she the brattiest 6-year-old ever. One day, when I just finished making dinner, I went to her room and found her busy pulling out everything from the cupboards and throwing it on the floor. "Oh my God, Mom, Candace, stop it. Who's gonna clean that up?" "Not me." And she ran out, cackling like a little witch. When I went downstairs, she was already at the dinner table. "Get your feet off the table, please." A minute later, I got hit by something on my face. Yuck. I hate broccoli.
I remember watching this video for the first time, and I think this is the part where my mind was like, this may not be real, because How do you remember this all so perfectly and like so vividly?
As I paid at the store, I saw her looking at the Barbie dolls display. I told her we had to go, but she just looked stubbornly at me. I want one. No, let's go. What happened next is something I'll never forget. Her eyes filled with rage as she unleashed a scream that was shrill enough to wake up the dead. She knocked over the entire rack of Barbies and then she threw herself on the floor and started kicking and crying. Horrified, I apologized to the staff and quickly bought a doll. I couldn't get out of there faster.
Okay, first off, not even a real 6-year-old would go that crazy over not getting a Barbie doll. And secondly, you mean to tell me that nobody else saw it, nobody recorded it, and no article was written on it? You mean to tell me all of this happened, and all we have of proof that happened is you telling it to this animation channel? Something doesn't add up here, I'm just saying.
Soon enough, I discovered the worst thing about being an adult. Paying bills every month. How was I going to pay for everything being a library assistant? That evening, I stopped at an ATM and withdrew the last $100 I had. I almost threw away the receipt without looking, when suddenly, I froze. I stared at my account balance. $13 billion.
Yeah, no, this definitely did not happen. This story is not real. You mean to tell me that somebody put $13 billion into your account and you didn't know it? Either A, you'd get a call from the bank letting you know your balance, or B, somebody would have told you that they put that money into your account.
I looked around, half expecting a camera crew to pop up behind me and tell me this was a big fat joke. I ran back home and logged onto my computer to check again. Someone had anonymously sent me $13 billion. When Miss Janice came to visit me, I told her about the money. I asked her if I should tell the bank because it was clearly a mistake, right? No one sends someone $13 billion by mistake, love.
Nobody sends $13 billion in general. You really expect me to believe that somebody anonymously sent you $13 billion and that this is all real and that this has all happened? Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I walked into the lounge to find Mom watching Frozen for the millionth time. When she saw me, she ran over to me excitedly. I want to be Princess Elsa on my birthday. Look, I'll show you these birthday parties on YouTube. Looking at my mom's eager face, I just couldn't refuse. I hugged her and said she could have anything she wanted. I threw her a grand birthday party and invited the whole neighborhood. Mom made a special entrance in an actual carriage.
You bought her all of that and a ride in a carriage. That probably cost $13 billion on its own.
Time later, I went to the bouncy castle to look for Mom and saw her in a corner crying, while the other kids shouted, "What are you doing here, you weirdo? You're a grown-up. You look so stupid and ugly." I just wanted to be Princess Elsa. I climbed onto the bouncy castle and snatched the tiara from the mean girl. No one talks to my mom like that. Come, Mom. We are going to cut the cake now. As Mom excitedly blew the candles, I made a silent wish too. Please, let Mom be normal again. When everyone had left, Miss Janice turned to me, smiling. You did a good thing for your mom. She looked really happy. You should sometimes be a kid and have fun too. She was right. When the weekend came around and my classmates invited me to a party, I didn't turn them down. Just as I was ready to head out, I found out that my babysitter had bailed on me.
This entire story just seems way too convenient, you know what I mean? Like, you got $13 billion whenever you needed help with the bills. Your babysitter bailed out on you without telling you for whatever reason, right as you were about to enjoy yourself and go to a party. You know, this story just seems too perfect in my eyes.
I didn't know what to do, so I decided to take Mom with me. My mom threw a tantrum the moment I arrived and wanted to go home. Everyone was staring and laughing at us. I grabbed my mom by the shoulders and yelled at her to shut up. She looked at me with tears in her eyes, and then she burst out crying.
Okay, so the grocery store tantrum might have been a little bit of an on people being there. You know, it might be late night, nobody's really at the grocery store other than the workers, but this time, you're at a party with tons of people, so I know there's going to be at least one person recording this, or at least recording a little bit of it, and Nobody put it on YouTube. Nobody put it on any social media at all. I figured if this kind of story was actually true, that there would be some proof and evidence out there, but no, all we have is this girl telling it to this animation story, and then the animation people animated it. If people actually recorded that, that would be the type of video that would go into everybody's recommendation in the day it came out. Kind of like this one. That's an amazing video, by the way. You should go check it out. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and you can go watch all the other videos in the Your Channel's Trash playlist. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.